All right, welcome back to Bodyworks Gym TV. Today we got a special episode here. I'm gonna introduce you to a special guest, and we're gonna let him explain what he's done. He set a couple goals yesterday. Did some major record-breaking news for bench press. So we're gonna let him talk. This is John MacBean, and we're gonna basically let him talk and see what it's all about.
Well, thank you, Jerry. Basically, yesterday I was competing in the WUAP National Championship. WUAP is a World United Amateur Powerlifting. It's worldwide. I've been competing with them probably since 2013. My record currently was at 182.5 kilograms, which is about equivalent to about 403 pounds. It was my goal to break my world record and national record. I did that on my second lift of 185 kilos, which is about 408.
Nice.
And then I went after it again because my national record was actually higher, because you can't break world records unless you're at a world meet or a national meet. So my second lift was 188 kilos, about 415, which broke my national record. And then I went with the fourth attempt for 190 kilos, which is a weight I missed in February, so I was really happy when I got it.
Well, what I seen, it went pretty smooth for you. I mean, there's a little stall there, but you kind of,
it seems to take longer when you're underneath.
Well, right, exactly, right. But I think you could have probably maybe about 420, maybe.
I think 192.5 kilos was in me, but sometimes you got to be a little cautious.
Right,
on
exactly. You want to get it, exactly.
I had the wife in the audience. I don't want to miss it. So
right.
Wife Shelley, who teaches here in Streator.
Oh, yes.
At St. Michael's, so I was happy to have her support, and you get to meet a lot of people in there.
Mm-hmm.
These are kind of my plaques from the world records I've had in the past. So I held one in the 50 to 54 group at 242 pound class that actually got taken last year by a guy in Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is worldwide then?
Worldwide.
Oh, no kidding.
So,
it's not even just USA, huh?
No, so we had nationals here yesterday, and we're having nationals in Europe next week, and then I think we also.
So you're traveling to Europe?
No, I won't.
Oh, okay.
I would like to one of these times for Worlds.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Luckily, Worlds is going to be here in Elmhurst in October, so we'll have people from Europe, Russia, South America, South Africa. It's a really great event. I think last time when I did Worlds in 2015, it was in Peoria. I think we had people from 20 different countries.
Wow. Awesome.
And we also have a very large following with the women and young ladies. So when we go to a meet, there may be as many as 20 to 30 women competitors.
Nice.
Which is really nice to see. And then we also have people compete anywhere from 13 all the way up to, I've had people 83 years old.
83 years old, no kidding.
So
that's what I say. Age, people don't realize age makes a big difference, but hey, you can do anything. You put your mind to it. I mean, there's no age means no limit. It's just a number. So that's, as you can see what John's done. That's unbelievable.
Besides the WAP, I've also competed in the UPA, which is run out of Iowa by Bill Carpenter. I've got a national record in there in the tested, and then in the USPA, which is nationwide, and I have a national record in both bench press and in deadlift.
Nice.
With theirs.
Now, what's your deadlift?
The best deadlift I've done in competition is 495.
495, nice.
I've tried 500 twice and just haven't quite got there yet. But that'll be my goal this year. That'll
be nice. So where you can basically really train for it.
Yep. What I do is I set what's really important in this sport, and any time you're doing a sport, is to set reasonable goals and give yourself more than a reasonable amount of time to get there.
Sure, right, exactly.
It helps prevent injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially the older you get, once you get them injuries, then your setbacks even longer than possible.
We take longer to recover.
Exactly. We take longer to warm up, and we take longer to recover. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. I warm up with the bar.
Exactly.
It's my first 6 sets are just warm up.
That's one thing these young bucks need to realize, that I stress it, and I'm sure you stress it. These guys come in here, they throw 2.25 on the thing first, and boom, boom, boom. You know what? Hey, when you're young, you can do that kind of stuff. But you pop something tears, and guess what? Right. You're in trouble.
It takes a good 20 minutes for me to be ready to start throwing 2.25.
Right, exactly.
Like I said, I'll start with the bar, and I'll go to 95, 135, 185. My workout
Smart.
usually starts at about 275.
Smart, exactly. That's why I say I usually, for myself, like I say, heck, I do probably 10 warm-up sets before I even get to a set. You know,
Yeah.
it's just common sense. Get some blood in the area. You know, get yourself good, loosened up, feel comfortable, because there's no rush.
No, there isn't. In this type of competition and things like that, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. You know, I see people going, well, you know, I want to increase my bench 50 pounds in 30 days. Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself.
Right, right.
You know, my goals when I started back up at 39 is, you know, I hit 285. I said, okay, I want to get 315. I gave myself 2 years to get it.
Nice.
I got it in about 16 months.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I gave myself more enough time so you're not tempted to overdo it.
Right.
I probably lift heavier than I should, but that's more of a mentality thing.
Exactly.
I would train people a little bit different than I train myself. But the thing of it is when you're in the gym, the only person you are actually competing with or trying to improve is yourself.
Exactly.
There's always somebody younger, stronger, faster,
Bigger,
in my case,
yeah.
better looking.
Right, yeah.
But you're really in there to set your own numbers and try to improve from year to year. Don't look at it from a week to week.
Right, exactly. Sometimes, like I say, you got to live that ego and the ego at home. You know, I mean, you want to have that will, power to push yourself through. But like I say, there's always somebody there that's going to possibly be bigger and stronger. That, you know, you just have to achieve your goals that you can maintain, and that's the, you know, the main goal for whatever you're looking for in any adventure you're doing. So that's awesome.
Yeah, at this meet we had people that, you know, between the women and men, you know, benches were anywhere from 125 to we had 3 of them doing over 600 pounds.
No kidding.
So it's really, you know, impressive to see that, and it's very motivating.
Sure.
And everybody is very supportive of each other. Even if you're competing against each other, you're still wanting the other person to do their best.
Right, right, exactly. So you have you work out of, where's your gym actually out of now?
Right now I'm working out of Shorewood Fitness.
Shorewood Fitness.
It's run by a friend of mine, Vince Robbins.
Nice.
He's the one that actually got me into this competition back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bodybuilder, but very strong for one.
Right.
And I was working out in the gym for years and years and years. I've been working out since I was probably 14. And he said, you should go compete. And I said, well, I don't do it for competition. I just do it to be strong. And he goes, they're a lot of fun. You meet great people. So he signed me up for one. We went down there. We competed. It was a Sunlight Power. Dr. Daryl Latch was running at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a really good time.
Nice.
Met 2 or 3 people that I'm still friends with. And I've been doing it ever since. And it keeps me motivated to keep pushing heavier weights, because really you can sometimes let age sit there and determine what you're going to be. I don't think you should. Obviously, I've changed some things. There's some exercises I'm very careful with. But age is just a number. As long as you lift safely and you get your diet right and you got spotters there and your form is correct. I always say form over weight.
Exactly.
Get the form correct.
Yep.
The weight will come over time. Don't be in a hurry.
Exactly. Very important, yes. Like I say, time and form, you can't, I mean, form is the most important thing in any structural lifting you're doing, and that's what sometimes it gets bypassed. Everybody's trying to push the ego on top of the weight, you know, and then, like I say, that's where the injuries come from, you know. Basically, it's easily done, you know, and then once you get that, then you're wondering why. So, you know, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the one thing in the gym when I see, and it's not young generation that has bad form. I'll see it in all age groups.
Definitely.
And if they ask me, I'll offer the correct form. I find that some people don't want to hear that.
Yes, definitely.
But I'm saying if you're not coming down to where you should be coming down, if you find yourself arching, lifting off, you know, stop. Take some weight off. Do it right.
Right.
You will get better. You'll get stronger in the long term, and you'll prevent injuries.
Definitely. Yeah. So you're basically like, so your next meets when now?
Worlds is going to be in Elmhurst in October.
This October.
So we'll have people from all over the globe competing, and I'm going to try to re-break my world record at that one.
Nice. That'd be sweet. Also, we'll have to get some, like I say, some flyers and get some information out here. Like I say, some of the guys definitely probably, I know you got a pretty good following around here. A lot of guys know you, and girls, so you know they'll definitely probably knowing that'll be something humongous to check out. You know, go down there for the day and check it out. So
yeah, I've worked out at this gym here numerous times, and that met a lot of great people here, and it's a very supportive type of community. Everybody's here to help each other out, and I find that in just about every gym I go
Pretty
to.
much, yeah, exactly. It's just like anything else. I mean, you want to get into something, and it's like drug. It's an addiction. You enjoy it. If you enjoy it, then you're willing to help people out and make people better. I mean, that's basically what
Absolutely.
lifestyle of fitness is. I mean, obviously everybody has different goals. I mean, somebody just might want to come in here and lose weight, do whatever, get a little physically fit. It's all just an adventure for people to start. And I mean, like guys like you, me, basically you're always here to help people out. And again, like what you say, sometimes it's a fine line. You don't want to step on people's toes because sometimes they get a little intimidated, I guess.
Right.
Thinking possibly that you know more than they do, and it's not even that fact that we've just seen things more. We've done, we've been around a long time, and
Real long.
and so basically, you see things that work, that don't work, and you're just looking to basically help people out. That's all it's about.
And there's still things that I learned from people that have been in the business and that.
Definitely.
Somebody who is probably in a different type of format that is more into toning might give me an idea on something, or somebody who's into bodybuilding. I'm in powerlifting, so the advantage is I can eat what I want.
Right, yeah, exactly, right.
But I mean, I know people that are in bodybuilding, they're in natural forms. A lot of the younger kids are doing it for sports, which is really good because that helps you out there.
Definitely.
Or like you said, if you're just here to lose weight, get on the treadmill or stair step or whatever. It's all good stuff. It helps your circulation. It strengthens your muscles. It strengthens your mind. It strengthens your bones.
Right.
And what you do when you're younger will have a positive impact when you get older.
Definitely. 100%. I mean, you're good. Like I say, the saying is you're only as old as you feel, and that's a fact. So, I mean, obviously, the mainstay of any of this stuff is, if you've been doing it for a long time like we have, is injuries. You just have to learn to overcome injuries and work with the injuries and work around the injuries, because you're going to have them. I mean, you lifting that kind of weight, you're going to have injuries.
The funny thing is the injuries I've had never happened in the gym.
Yeah.
Always happened in
that something? Yeah.
in day-to-day chores or
Exactly. Same with me.
Forgetting you're not 18 anymore.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Right.
but you're right. You work around it. You push through it. I always heal. I've been very fortunate. Everything is working. I haven't had anything reattached. So.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, especially as being a power lifter.
Yeah.
You know, people tend to tear pecs or pop tendons, or and again, that comes with. I mean, it's just an accident possibly waiting to happen. Maybe you don't warm up. Who knows? I mean, that's not even necessarily that. It's just the bar might move in a different direction, or when you're pushing up, a pop, there it goes, and then it's just.
We don't want pops.
Exactly right. So, well, that's awesome. Like I say. So basically, like I say, how many people did you actually have from your gym competing in there?
I think we had 9.
9?
Just yesterday,
Oh,
and then we do have more there today who are doing the full meet, where they're doing the squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah, the 3 compete.
We try to encourage a lot of people. I think out of those 9, 5 it was their first time.
Nice.
And I told them, I said, don't worry about the weights you set.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because what you're doing is you're putting a number in for your next meet.
Right.
So. If you were wanting to do a certain weight, but you only got that weight, that's fine. Now you have a goal. Now you have something to work towards.
Right. Awesome. Do you have anything else you want us to put through? Because what we're going to do today is we're going to have John show you basically some demonstration on for some bench form, stuff like that, some tricks that he's learned, and some informational, like I say, guidelines that he can give you as a beginner or not a beginner, intermediate, advanced. Like he said, I'll be honest with you, the things have changed so much in the years. I mean, technology, the training styles, they're full circle. Between splits and all that, everything's changing, intensity, obviously. But, he'll show you some tricks and some possible, that might, get you through one of your sticky points. That's where everybody's always got that one stick point where they're trying to figure out how to get that extra 5 pounds. Once you hit that extra 5 pounds, boom, before you know it, it's 15 pounds.
Right, absolutely.
So, that's what we're going to do basically on today, and let him show us some jewels that he's learned in his 58 years of training. Well, I guess
Well,
not
being
50
around,
and closed that way, right? Yeah.
Probably
so
probably 45 would be a good
45.
number.
That's awesome.
Just a quick shout out to the people who support me. So obviously, a lot of the gyms that I've worked out in here, Bloomington, Shorewood, Orland Park, Homer, LaSalle, Pearl, the people have been really supportive and helpful. Gotten a lot of good advice throughout the years. Also, a shout out to my family, my wife Shelley, who teaches at St. Michael's, my oldest daughter, who is currently on USS Nimitz.
Nice.
All right, my son, who is at the Naval Training Academy for nuclear engineering there in South Carolina, and my daughter, who's in her advanced training, which I can't say what it is, but she's doing extremely well, and very proud of the kids and the support that I've been getting from them.
Great, awesome. Proud father, which, like I say, that's another situation that you can see in John. He's a family man, and that's very important too. So, family mostly comes first, and then these other toys and games, they can always step in.
I actually got to work out with your boy for a few times down there at that Export Fitness.
Oh yeah, nice.
Exercise.
Nice, yeah.
Very fine young man.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. So, like I said, I think that's a wrap up. Unless you got something else you want to talk about, and we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna go into let John show his knowledge. All right, welcome back to Bodyworks Gym TV. Today we have a special guest again, John MacBean. He's going to go over some basic information on bench pressing. He's a world class holder. He just broke a record yesterday of 418 pounds of body weight of 242.
Well, it was a 242-pound class. I weighed in about 241.
241. So basically what we're going to do today is I'm going to let him show you some tips for anybody that wants to, basically get started and stuff. And we're going to pick his brain and let him spew some information that we can all benefit from. Go to it, John.
So right here, especially today, is going to be on the flat bench. So first thing we're going to talk about what you do before you come to the gym. So you're not going to get a good workout unless you have enough calories in you and nutrition. So I always say breakfast is a meal that you can never skip.
Exactly.
You got to have breakfast.
Important.
Breakfast should be high in protein and in clean carbs. So what's clean carbs? Eggs, milk. I usually will have anywhere from about 4 to 6 eggs. Have bacon. May not be the healthiest thing, but boy, it sure tastes good.
Darn right.
And then I'll have about 20 to 24 ounces of milk. What I do is I buy a different type of milk. It's called Fairlife. It's filtered. It has about 50% more protein. So instead of 8 grams of protein per serving, it has 13. If you're doing heavy lifting, you want to have at least a half a gram per body weight throughout the day. So being at 241 pounds, I do heavy lifting, I'm usually around 250 grams of protein a day. You can't do it in one meal, you got to do it over about 5 or 6 meals and with some supplements. So protein shakes are good supplements, but I always say only one a day, otherwise there are some side effects that you won't enjoy. Protein bar, chicken, fish, meat, vegetables, beans are all great sources of protein, and your best sources of carbs are going to be eggs, milk, brown rice if you want to do it. Potatoes are not obviously clean, but if you want to bulk up, that's a great way of doing it.
Very much so.
But you have to have, I generally want to have about 3 meals in me before I come to the gym. So I know a lot of people will work out first thing in the morning, and I really respect that because that's something I can't do. I can fall asleep. But make sure you got the calories. Calories are going to help you get a good workout, and they're also going to help you prevent injuries. Because if you're tired, when do injuries happen? When you're tired. When do sports injuries happen? In the fourth quarter. They don't happen in the first quarter. They happen in the fourth quarter because you start getting tired.
Dehydrated.
You're dehydrated. Your muscles are not able to respond. So you want to make sure that you have the protein and the nutrients before you come to the gym. You come to the gym dressed. This is generally how I work out. Okay? You can be dressed as well as Jerry. You can be dressed as bummed out as me. It doesn't matter.
That's
right.
right.
The whole idea is to get it in.
As long as you get the work in.
What we got here is a really nice flat bench here, heavy duty. This is probably one for more of the pro lifters. You have a 45-pound bar. And when I warm up with the bar. The whole idea is...
Meaning his first set.
Yep. So I will do a set of 15 with the bar just to start getting blood pumped into the muscles. I will add 25s, I will add 45, I will add a 45 and a 25, and it'll be about 4 or 5 sets before I get to 2 1/4. Now I'm a heavy bencher, so I will be in the 400 pounds time I finish my workout. All right, I don't suggest everybody do that, but it's kind of my mentality, and it took me until the age of 45 to get into the 400s.
That's awesome.
Being tall and long arms, this is a kind of an exercise I shouldn't excel at.
Exactly.
But that's why I tell people, don't let your age, don't let your height, weight, or anything keep you from getting your goals. The only person that can stop you from doing what you want to do is yourself.
Very much so.
Make sure you have proper form. Make sure you give yourself more than enough time. I started back up after about a 4-year break at the age of 39. And when I started back up, I went 135 as heavy as I went. And by 6 months, I was back up to 285 is where I left off. And I gave myself 2 years to get to 315. Once I hit that goal, and I gave myself another couple of years to get to 335.
Right.
Also, one day I'm doing 405.
Yeah.
You know,
baby steps.
it is. So we're going to look at form. So obviously, you want a bench that's comfortable. So when you go to different gyms, you're going to find out that different benches are going to feel different to you. I like a wide bench. Being kind of on the larger size, the skinny benches could also cause me to slide off. There are some gyms where I couldn't use their benches. I had to go to a different gym just because when I was doing very heavy weight, I'd start getting that left to right moment.
You don't get that support.
Which is not good.
Right.
Also, when you're doing your heavier sets, make sure that you have an experienced spotter. What I mean by experience is they know what to do if you get in trouble. I have watched where somebody was in trouble and the spotter was looking at them going, and I had to drop the dumbbells and pull the weight off them because
exactly.
He didn't explain. Spotter should sit there and let you lift the weight, but be there just in case that the weight is too much for you and you may need a little help. Never am I going to have weight on here that I can't control. So I'm not going to throw a weight on I've never done anywhere near, so I want to make sure I don't get hurt. I'm sure you've seen the YouTube videos where people went straight down and almost busted their ribs. Don't be that person. Take your time. So form is having your back. I'm a flat bencher. My back is flat. Now a lot of people will sit there and they'll do an arch, all right? Nothing wrong with the arch. It is legal in almost every federation as long as your shoulder and your butt is touching the bench. It's a bench. I keep it flat because I'm not that flexible. Your grip can be anywhere, whatever's comfortable for you. The closer you come in, the more triceps are going to be used. The further you go out, the more shoulder and the more pecs. Because of my long arms, I'm a wide grip bencher, so I'm always out here. You'll probably see most people be inside here. As long as it's comfortable, it's a correct form.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I come up, full extension, come down to the chest, and come back up. All right? For you guys who are doing this is not a bench. All right? For those of you who are doing this, you're going to get hurt. It's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. The whole idea is to have the form, weight will come later. Too often, we want to sit there and try to impress somebody. Being hurt's not very impressive, and it will keep you from getting your goals because now you have to heal.
Yes.
It's easier to work out when you have somebody with you.
You want 25?
Let's go to the 35s. A lot of times in the gym, you will use clamps. I don't. I think I might have to come up over here. I don't use clamps because I got a pretty even bench, but if you're new at it, then you might want to just keep the clamps to keep the weights from moving.
Wiggle.
This bar is a very tight bar. I don't think these weights are going to move.
No, you're good with that.
So same thing. You get your grip, make sure your grips are even. All right. You have nice little markers here, so you make sure you line up, because if you have different grips here, it's going to really mess with you with heavier weights. Same thing, come down to the chest and then up. Down to the chest and then up. A lot of times you'll see people do this and then they'll kind of do a bounce. Yeah, you can do more weight that way, but you're also inviting injury.
Now, what's your breathing technique?
Generally, I hold my breath and then I exhale on the way up, and usually towards the top. So, especially with heavy weights, I'll sit there and hyperventilate and hold my breath. I'll come down, and as I come up towards here, then I'll like...
You're releasing?
Right. What you don't want to do is hold your breath through 6-7 reps. You want to get the oxygen flowing into the blood. You want to get the carbon dioxide out of it.
Yeah, you might pass out if you do that.
Right. To do that, you have to, what's that word? Breathe, yes.
Right.
So next one we'll go to is 2 1/4. Generally, I'll take about a 3 to 4 minute between sets. Being older, I need to. But it's whatever your conditioning is. And then usually I'll do more reps. But since I did a full meet yesterday, we're going to kind of do the short work.
Darn right, yeah.
But usually I'd have a set of 15 at the bar, 95, 135, and 185. I'd do a set of 12 at 2 1/4. I'd do a set of 8 at 275. I'd do a set of 5 on the way up at 315. I'd do a set of 3 at 365. I'd double rep 405. Depending on how I felt, determines the next weight I go to, but it's usually 4 1/4. And then I come back down, 405, and then I do a burnout at 315.
You do a burnout, huh?
Yep, so 315, I'm trying to get as many reps as possible. And it's kind of a litmus test of how hard you worked. So if I only get about 8 or 9, I know I worked it really hard. If I'm getting 13 or more, I probably saved some.
Yeah.
So
Got a
then-
little in the tank then.
Right, so that kind of tells me, that's like when I do back workouts, I finish up with 8 pull-ups. So if I'm done and I can do 10 pull-ups, I didn't work hard.
Right.
Because you should be exhausted at it. So even at 2 1/4, at some point you're going to have the spotter behind you, and it's going to depend on what your comfort level and what weights. Generally, once I get to 315, I want to have a spotter. But if I have a new spotter, I'll bring them in at a lighter weight so I can kind of correct some things.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
All right. Now I'm going to have Jerry kind of demonstrate some of the things that you don't want a spotter to do.
Yeah.
So the first thing is when I ask for a lift off, I want about 20%. Because when I've got 405, I don't want Jerry to take the weight away from me and then drop it. Now I'm playing catch with a lot of weight.
Yep.
Also, you don't want to leave the weight here, or you don't want to bring it too far here. So the spotting position is very important. You want to put it in a nice, comfortable area, and then when I give a nod or some verbal spot saying I got it, then you just gently let go of it. Yep. So
Now,
I'll
do you normally do a count on a 3?
I usually take about 3 deep breaths and then nod at you. But you can do a count of 3, whatever you set it up for. So what it'll be is just a nod.
Okay.
So, got it. So here, at full lockout, I bring it down. Now in heavy weights, I'm a slow bencher. So if I'm coming up and Jerry grabs the bar, I'm upset.
Right.
Because now it's not a lift.
Right.
So what I do is, as long as I move it up, I don't want him to touch it.
Yeah.
Now, if I do this, it starts coming back down. That's this thing to give me about 5-10 pounds. That's it. Don't yank it out of the bencher's hands, because the bencher is expending everything he's got. And if you yank it, you're going to get a jerk. And jerks hurt.
Yep.
I threw a shoulder out, getting zapped.
Really?
So I was at home, I got zapped, I snapped my shoulder back as a reflex.
Wow.
The day of the meet.
Oh, that's nice.
I still did the meet, but it was painful.
Yeah.
So then, when you go up to the next weight, I've already got my spotter kind of in tune of what I want to do. Now, if it's a spotter you're using all the time, you don't need to do that. But if, like I said, if you're grabbing a new person in that,
Yeah.
it's usually a good idea to do that.
Yep. I'm asking for a spot for safety. So basically, like he said, you know, once you release the bar here, you're here to protect. So this bar goes down, and obviously, you're going to see a bunch of different stuff, and you'll see people hold on to the bar the whole time. And if that's what the spotter wants, which he shouldn't really want, or the bencher, because you'll never know what you're really doing. If I'm touching the bar, you're not getting the weight. It's as simple as that. That's what you have to remember. So again, everything needs to be is safety. So you keep your hands. I like this way here. I have better control this way than pulling this way. For me, that's how I like it. And like I said, when I release the bar to him, I release it nice into his hands. You don't let it go. You don't want to drop because you don't want to get that extra pop on him, you know, for injury wise. But and same way with when we're spotting for dumbbells. number one thing, which we'll possibly show, I like to show later on
Yeah,
today,
that's a good
is
point.
you need to spot with your elbows. You cannot spot with the wrists.
Correct.
That is a no-no. You have no control of the weight. I'm not saying that you're not strong enough to not to do that. The idea on the spot, if they need a spot and we're doing, say, force reps, you want to give them exercise. You're forcing extra reps into their repertoire. What you're doing is you're taking some of that, weight, 10%, whatever you want to call it, off the bar, so they can keep the bar moving. It's not a spot where I'm picking it up and dropping it. And the same way with the elbows. If you're not spotting with the elbows, you have no control of how much weight you're grabbing and pulling up somebody's wrists. So if you get their elbows here, you can control their movement this way, that way, if you know how to do it. And it's nice, easy, they feel comfortable, and you keep the bar moving. That's the most important thing about any time you're spotting. So safety, like I say, he's more worried about, I guarantee you, if he has a spotter that he's not familiar with, that's in his head the whole time he's doing it. So, I set you that, because, that's just safety is the most important thing for something
Yeah,
like
a bad
that.
spot can ruin your lift and potentially, set you up for harm. Especially if I'm, going my heavier sets and you touch that bar, and you can say, well, I didn't help. Well, psychologically,
Exactly. Well, you're seeing it. You're
Right.
seeing the hands, so that's exactly
And
it.
where I compete, that's a no lift.
Right,
Automatically.
and when you're lifting heavy, you got your, if
Right.
they got one guy here, one guy here, one guy here. This guy here is just a,
And
what I'm
once,
saying?
and once in a meet, once he gives you the lift, he steps away. I don't particularly like that, but this judge needs to be able to see
Right.
if he didn't do anything wrong. Understand, the person who has the best chance of controlling the weight is the
It's
person
right
over the
here.
middle.
Right.
On the sides, it's nice to have in heavy weights, but I might grab it on this side and use 40 pounds of help. Jerry might be on the other side and he does 10.
Exactly.
And now we got a bar going like that.
Exactly. And then you got a possibility of injury.
In the gym, the guy in the middle is most important. You really shouldn't need 3 spotters, because if you do, you are probably doing too much weight.
Definitely.
Seriously, because
Definitely.
this man is the best man that can help you. And like I tell my spotters, that if I do start going down, I want 5-10 pounds max. I still want to work it. I still want to get the benefit of the exercise.
Right. Like I say, with him knowing that he can control the weight, obviously you'll see the one where you're struggling. Obviously, the person that was benching probably shouldn't have been able to handle that weight in the first place. Not to saying that you shouldn't try it, say your max or whatever in the day or however you're doing. Now, another thing is, in your max, say you're going for your max, do you suggest how many times a month do you actually try your max?
This is what you should do, because I don't do what you should do. But you should do only a max once a month.
Once a month, that's what
Okay. The other one should be reps. You should maybe go as high as 80%, but only once a month should you go for a max.
So so once a month you're going for your max, okay? And your other workouts, what are you going down to? 2, 3?
I'm going to probably about 2 or 3 reps.
2 to 3 reps.
Yep. Now, personally, I go max every damn time I'm in the
You
gym.
do go max
I do.
every time.
And I probably shouldn't, but it's been the way. I've been doing it for 40 years plus, so I'm not going to change, but I would not train a person that way. Another thing is not every day you come in the gym you're going to have the same results.
You're gonna feel
And so there are certain weights that are my litmus test. How many times did I get 315 on the way up? It's going to tell me if I'm going to go to 425 or maybe I'm going to hold at 405. And that's okay, because some days your nutrition is going to be better than others. Some days you're going to be more rested than others. And I always say some days I got a big red S on me, and some days I got glasses on.
Are you a pre-workout guy?
I will do pre-workouts probably for my heavy days. Pre-workouts are helpful to really get the heart rate up in that. At the meet, I had Click Nutrition make me one up. Holy crap. I probably won't do that mixture again.
Right.
Pre-workouts, I think, are not a bad idea. There's some good products out there. Try to get one that doesn't have a lot of calories. There's a new one out there called Bang, 0 calories.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good flavors. It's got aminos in it, which help build your muscles. Aminos are going to sit there and help you repair, which we get back to nutrition. So after I do a heavy workout, within 20 minutes at the end of your workout, you should ingest at least 25 to 30 grams of protein. If you do not, your body will start eating itself. because you've torn up muscles. I don't care what exercise you've done, you've torn muscles up. Your body now wants to heal them.
Tear muscles
Right.
up.
So after the workout, it's not going, you have a bunch of candy. It's to get some protein, whether it's eggs, milk, meat. Protein shakes are really good for that. Generally, that's about the time they'll have a shake or a protein bar.
Just
right
gets
after
in
the
your
workout.
bloodstream real fast.
And then if you are bulking up or you're really trying to put on mass, an hour after that, you probably should do another about 30 grams.
Definitely a meal should follow that with an hour.
I do about 6 meals a day, sometimes as many as 8, depending on my workout.
Yep.
So it's all about doing the right form, doing the right prep, pre-workouts. Apple juice is really good for a pre-workout, not too much though. You know, milk, anything to sit there and get calories into you. And then make sure you eat before that, before you go to bed. Have some sort of protein. So while you're sleeping, your body can still build it up also. Get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If you don't get to sleep, your body doesn't have time to repair.
Right.
So now we got a 315 on here, same thing. I've already had my spotter kind of understand what my expectations are. So I'll make sure I'm lined up. Got it. And whoop. And that was a really good spot. You let go. It wasn't jumping in my hands. It was a nice level spot. Let me come down. Being 58 years old, my rep is going to be slow. A lot of times in the gym, somebody will grab the bar because it's coming up slow. I'll get there. It just takes me a little bit longer.
Right.
Hydration is really important too.
Very important.
I generally have a bottle of water with me, and I usually will drink a lot of water in between sets. Hydration will keep the muscles from cramping.
Full.
Also, I'll keep them full and help with keeping the joints nice and smooth. There are supplements out there for people our age that also help the joints. There are some helpful supplements to help with your workout. I do what's called arginine. Arginine breaks down to NO3.
Mm-hmm.
It helps with the blood circulation, which will help with your pump. All right, so we'll do one heavy set, and then we'll go over to where we can
They're
do
all
that.
heavy sets myself.
We'll go over and do that point on the dumbbells. So that's a good.
Yeah.
The whole idea of the gym is supposed to be a healthy environment, a very supportive environment. I don't care what your goal is in that. Form over weight. It took me 45 years to get here. All right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look where you're at now.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna do one heavy set here, and then we'll go and
Just doing one rep then, right?
just one rep.
All right.
Yeah, because I
already
moved
spent
about
yesterday.
Yeah, I moved about 10,000 pounds yesterday on the bench between the warm-ups because I didn't go and start lifting 418 right from the get-go. Where did I start? I started with the bar. So same thing, 3 heavy breaths. Got it. I could have double repped it,
Definitely.
but I had a big workout yesterday, and usually I would not be doing this the next day, but you guys were good enough to have me here as a guest, so I figured I had to put on a little bit of a show.